What's up everyone, Swifty here. Welcome back to the Academy. Today we're taking a classic Warframe that everyone thinks the Blade of Umbra become death once more. This is Excalibur Umbra. For years the community has regulated the poster boy of Warframe to the dustbin of mid-game nostalgia. They call him a glass cannon. They call him a press for and pray wave generator. They treat him like a relic of 2018 that can't handle or hold a candle to modern level cap juggernauts. They are wrong. They are building him completely wrong. Today we're throwing away every basic narrow-minded stereotype. We are taking the exact non-frame specific Archon Shard Philosophy we have established in the last masterclass and applying it directly to the Master of the Sword. We are breaking down 3 god tier operational profiles for Excalibur, a high velocity Shield-Gate Eclipse new core, and an immortal EHB Arcane Persistence Berserker, and a game-breaking I-Frame Slash-Dash static machine that doubled down on Archon Heat procs. No low effort meta slop, no surface level fluff, just pure, unadulterated mechanical dominance. Let's dive in. Before we touch a single mod on the 3 distinct Warframe layouts, we need to talk about the foundation that makes this entire model system function without collapsing under its own energy costs. The shard grid. In a previous masterclass, we have established that the shards should never be used to make big numbers slightly bigger on paper. They exist to eliminate structural frictions and buy back mod slot freedom. For Excalibur, we are running a precise universal 5 Tauforged configurations that feeds in all 3 layouts seamlessly. 2 Tauforged violet shards, the Equilibrium engine, the Synergy. This is an absolute master liberation in full effect. By running 2 Tauforged violet shards tuned for the Equilibrium effect, we convert health and energy pickups directly into massive instantaneous energy refills. The result is we can completely drop Equilibrium, streamline all fleeting expertise from our main Warframe mod grids across all 3 builds, even while sitting at a raw 45% ability efficiency. One single energy or health orb instantly overflows our energy back to max. 1 Tauforged Amber Shard, the casting animation compressor. The synergy is it sets explicitly to 37.5 casting speed. The result is Excalibur lives and dies by his casting loops. Whether it's Radial Blind, Slash-Dash, Eclipse or Warcry, this single shard compressor compresses those animations lockdowns to severely to a point that you never left hovering in the air as a helpless target on Steelpath endurance runs. And then we have 2 Tauforged Crimson Shards. One is accoladed just for raw ability 50% strength, and one is accoladed to 50% ability duration. The result is basically that it locks our duration baseline to a clean 170%, keeping our channeled abilities and buffs windows long and stress-free while setting at our ability strength right onto the thresholds required to hit max armor strips and massive damage multipliers before augmented can even start stacking. Build number 1 is a high velocity, high density active DPS engine. This setup completely abandons health tanking or favor modern lightning fast Shield-Gate mechanics paired with raw unconditional weapon application. The mod configuration and core stats. As you can see on screen, the duration sets comfortably at 170%, the efficiency 45%, the range 100%, the strength 297%, and it will pass to 347% if your mod augment is fully stacked. And our aura mod is going to be brief respite, and the defensive cores are fast deflection, vigilante vigor, and Arcane Aegis. The Helminth assume is that we replace his fourth ability, is Exalted Blade, with Eclipse. Now the mechanical synergy and why it works. Why is Subsumov the most iconic Exalted Blade on Excalibur build? Because when you want to run a god tier top shelf primary, secondary, or standard melee weapons, Exalted Blade can actually restrict your flexibility, and by subsuming Eclipse over his fourth, turns Excalibur's core body into an ultra mobile weapon platform. If you look at the server loops here, by pairing up fast deflection with vigilante vigor, we strip the shield recharge delay down to nearly nothing. The instant your shield gate breaks, your shield naturally attempts to kickstart the recharge almost instantly, and combine that aggressive recharge accelerated by Arcane Aegis, procs, and burst shields generated by brief respite whenever you cast Radial Blind or Eclipse, and you become functionally immortal through active gameplay. And with Eclipse now sitting at 350%, you can toggle seamlessly between the game-breaking damage multiplier for molting acolytes and boss units, or instant raw damage reduction when navigating its tight heavy fire corridors. So it's a flex. It gives you the option to do more damage or have some kind of damage reduction if you feel a little bit too squishy and not always 100% comfortable while using this configuration. Some of you are saying, Swifty, I hate shield gating. I don't want to spam abilities just to stay alive. I want to be ruthless, unkillable sword master who can take a hit and to the chest and keep swinging your swords. Well, welcome to build number 2, the EHP Berserker. Most players fail miserably when trying to health gate tank on Excalibur and high level Stereotype because they don't understand the damage caps. They stack armor, get hit by a level 9,900% burst, and they get one-shotted straight through the health bar. And we are going to fix it with modern 2026 arcane mechanics. Now the mod configuration in the EHP engine, the survival foundation. We have 1,350 total health, plus heavy EHP armor and adaptation. The helmet subsume and augment is going to be subsumed from Warcry, from Valkyr over his fourth ability, paired with the Eternal War augment. The healing matrix is going to be Arcane Reaper, Arcane Persistence, and the Coda Hiradu, and the Beast Companion running Hunter Recovery. And let me show you how my build looks like for my companion. You can use whatever companion. Me personally, I'm going to be using the Pharaoh Protocyte. This is the build that I'm running. We have Link Vitality, Link Fiber, so that we can link our health and armor with each other, so that our companion keeps alive and not die, basically. And we have Hunter Recovery that will heal us simultaneously. And of course, you can fix a lot of stuff. You can decide if you want to add something like Prime Pack Leader, so that if you kill an enemy with your melee, you can actually keep your companion alive throughout the mission. So that's entirely your choice, but this is the build that I'm running. Claws, we are running this. Of course, you can use any elements. I'm just running this as a basis. And if you see on the screen, we have a lot of status chance crit damage on a companion, mainly because of Paris Prime. Now, you don't have to use this exact build, but this is what I'm running with Amalgam Serration for that nice sprint speed. And we have this arcane simply because if we need to kill an enemy from far away or whatever the case may be, we have a decent and good arcane. And then the main source of the source is going to be this arcane, or Archon mod I should say, for Paris Prime, which is called Behasa Bal. It says restore 300 health for every 3 status effects. And this is another source of healing yourself. And we have 90% status chance, which is going to be applied and added onto our companion's claws. For the Coda Hiradu, We have 60% electricity bonus as a progenitor. This is the main build that we're using. As you can see, we have crits, we have everything. It's a basic build, and then we have electric blast build and a gas build. You can use whatever build you prefer. And here's the lifesteal thing that I was been talking about, where you can get extra lifesteal and get extra health. So if you pair this up with a Warcry build, it gets insane. You can practically not die, and you can have a blast regardless. Mechanical logic, the 500 damage throttle. Here is the secret sauce. Arcane Persistence. Arcane Persistence mechanically throttles your incoming damage burst down to a maximum cap of 500 damage per second against your health pool. Think about the math. You have 1,350 health pool. With Arcane Persistence active, it takes a minimum of nearly 3 full seconds of unmitigation continuous damage to take you down, no matter how high the enemy level scales. The 3-second window gives you a passive recovery matrix infinite breathing room between the lifesteal of Code Herido that you can use, the raw armor and health regen stacked by Arcane Reaper and your Beast Companion, and then of course the Paris Prime augment. You're constantly hitting yourself. Your health bar refills to maximum faster than the 500 damage second cap can even dry. And thanks to Eternal War, you cast Warcry exactly once at the start of the mission. Every melee kill extends the duration indefinitely, giving you the infinite attack speed and massive armor buffs without ever spending another drop of energy. Build number 3 is my absolute mad scientist creation. I call this /dash Firestorm, or just /dash. We took the static philosophy that we made our North Prime build so infamous and applied it directly to Excalibur's first ability, turning /dash into an auto-targeting, room-clearing, infinite I-Frame nightmare. The mod configuration and core stats. The duration, as you can see on screen, sits comfortably at 170%. The efficiency sits at 45%. The range 190%. The strength, it's around 270 via mold augmented. The helmet subsume roar, subsumed directly over his third ability, Red or Javelin. The core key. Exalted Blade must remain active in your 4th slot because Exalted Blade acts as an underlying stat stick that feeds into its modded stats and elemental weightings directly into a /dash. And the essential mod is going to be Archon Vitality for the double heat procs, and because of roll, it gets crazy. Now here is the what if synergy: infinite iframes and double dipping heat. Here is how they instantly loop together. When you mod your Exalted Blade, and let me show you how it looks like before we continue. Now layer Raw on top of that. Raw doesn't just become an initial hit. The double dips on status damage over time. The hit proc melts entire rooms of steel path. Enemies fulfill the dash animation even finishes. And what about survival? Across that massive 190 range, you're chaining /dash from target to target continuously. During those moments of animation of /dash, you are locked into a full vulnerability frames, aka I-frames. You literally cannot take damage, cannot be knocked down, and cannot be status affected while you're zipping across the room, deleting the entire armies. These 3 main Warframe profiles, we run 3 distinct Exalted Blade configurations. Configuration 1, or A, is a corrosive and heat. A pure armor stripping single target executioner for heavy Xmas units. And then we have yours truly, melee influence. Now it says radiation because we have the Archon mod, so keep that in mind, I'm sorry. Configuration B, melee influence converts Exalted Blade's energy waves into high chain reaction nuclear. And then, of course, as I've stated earlier, here is the stat stick /dash. It is explicitly weighted with raw damage, attack speed, and heat elements to fuel the /dash engines on build number 3. Maintenance strategy, the Arcgun trick. Now here's the ultimate question that every veteran asks when running a melee or stat stick build. How on earth do you keep your melee combo counter at a maximum 12x multiplier without wasting mod slots on body count or locking yourself into a narrow mod focus school? Here is my 200 IQ strategy. We use Archons as a passive combo bank. That gives you a permanent 30-second combo duration when across your entire layout without wasting a single mod slot on Excalibur, without wasting a slot on Exalted Blade, and without forcing you to not use your favorite focus school. It completely solves the combo decay friction forever. As you can see, we are running primary and secondary dexterity for that extra combo duration. And of course, please use your favorite Archon. You can use whatever. I'm just using the Kuba Grattler because it's awesome. Alright, so we're gonna be in mod Steelpath, gonna be a little bit unscripted, and give my honest feedback and opinions on the builds. Now, what can I say? It's just beautiful. You're basically invincible when using /dash. It's one of my favorite builds, configuration setups, whatever have you. So, and yeah, the second ability, the reason why I have roar specifically on the third ability instead of the second is because we want to have some kind of AoE to have some kind of crowd control, so that we can survive even better, basically. So if you're wondering why I choose that specifically, it's because of that. And I gotta say, I like it. I do hope you guys like my little different style when it came to the introduction. I wanted to make it more intense so that you guys can get the full effect of this Excalibur Umbra, you know. But in general, I like it. A lot of people really sleep on Excalibur Umbra, unfortunately. It is insanely powerful. Or just Excalibur in general, not just the Umbra version. You've got to get benefit to the OG. Excalibur in general is incredibly powerful. And if you're lucky to be a founder, congrats, you have Excalibur Prime, you know, good for you. But in general, it will basically still apply to both or all three Excaliburs. So yeah, I gotta say, I like it. And if you guys are curious to know what's the next teaser video gonna be about, it's going to be about, yeah, Wukong Prime. Now, I'm not going to mention any names, but I have had a few requests specifically for Wukong Prime, and people want to know what I run and why I run specific things on my Wukong Prime, and I'm going to make a nice masterclass video for those that are curious to know how Wukong Prime works, what I use, and no, I don't really use this attack build for Wukong. I know a lot of people do it, but I don't do it, so you're not going to expect that from me. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It's my playstyle, what I like, you know, personal preference and stuff. But as you guys can see, no struggles. We're using the /dash setup. No issues with survivability. If you would have played with teammates, you know, with the whole thing of brief respite, how it works is that you can get a lot of overshields, you know, the purple shields that's next to your health on the top right on the screen, as you can see. And we have been in this mission for the last 3 minutes, and let's see how many kills we got. That's nearly 100 kills per minute, which is insane. Very, very insane. And there you have it, Tenno. 3 completely distinct high-level endgame proven ways to build the most iconic Warframe in the Origin systems. Whether you want high-speed active shield gating of the Eclipse build, the immortal EHP tanking of Arcane Persistence Valkyr setup, or the chaotic invincibility of /dash Excalibur Umbra is ready to dominate 2026. I want to hear from you down in the comment sections below. Which of these 3 operational profiles are you taking into your Elite Deep Arcane Media run? Don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button, and join our community over 400 strong members to hang out and test out the rest with the Academy Legends. Understand the mechanics, eliminate the build friction, and build for conquering. Swifty, signing out. Peace.